I didn't expect to be talking about this, but something happened the other day that was really, really profound. And I didn't expect it to be as profound as it was. I mean, I knew it was going to be big because it was simply the fact that my 19-year-old son went to university. Big deal, you might say. He's 19, he's an adult. Yeah, sure, I know that. Because believe you me, something like that, the empty nest syndrome, I mean, goodness me, I had no idea it was going to impact me the way that it did, and his dad too. I mean, it's been absolutely massive. I did not expect to feel the level of grief that I have experienced. All I could think of was the word gut wrenching because the feeling when we dropped him off and we held it together when we dropped him off, that wasn't an issue. But the feeling of sometimes just like literally like somebody had put their hand right in my stomach and they were turning it around. It was gut wrenching. They were really primal feelings. And I am not the sort of person who will usually present like this. I love what I do. I'm a pianist, I'm a piano teacher. I work with people to help them to overcome their issues in self-doubt and self-belief and imposter syndrome. And I found myself absolutely rocked to the core by what I was experiencing. But one thing I came to realize as a result of this is that we are actually essentially animals. You might say, speak for yourself, Joanna, but hear me out here. We are human beings. We purport to be human beings with a high degree of intelligence. And for the most part, that is true. And yet we have these feelings that are necessarily of the animal kingdom. We feel love, we feel hunger, we feel a need to reproduce, um, we feel a need to be with other people, and so many of our issues stem from that social nature of our being that we have. And so anything that chips away at that, so for me, that notion of me as a mum, when I spend my life thinking about me as a professional, as somebody who presents on social media, as somebody who works with other people to help them to see a way forward. And all of a sudden I am questioning who I am. But we've got to learn from that. And the first bit of advice I give to you is be kind to yourself, for goodness sake. Those days where, okay, I work with pianists, I work with people who are trying to improve their piano skills and their teaching skills. And there are some days where we think, yeah, we should show up and we should do all the things and we should do the practice. Believe me, there are days when that is not possible. And if you start feeling the guilt that could be attached to that, you're going to be screwed. I mean, you really are going to be screwed because yesterday, the weirdest thing, what did my body need? My mind, my body, can't believe I'm saying this, needed to clean. Some of you might say, yeah, I do that. I clean on a need to basis. I'm not one of these people that goes, yeah, 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 I want to clean. I am not that person. And yesterday, that's what I wanted to do. I didn't want to do anything on social media. I didn't want to communicate. My life is about communication. I just wanted to go inside myself. Actually, it's weird because another time that I can imagine that was literally in the middle of childbirth. Being quite an extrovert person sometimes, being quite a communicative person, you would imagine that me giving birth would be very, very vociferous. I was quite the opposite. I was very, very withdrawn, finding this little kernel within myself. And I think to some degree, a weird parallel yesterday and the day before, as I had to find this new me where this child of mine no longer needed me. Oh, he does. But I felt lost. I felt this gaping chasm in my life and never expected to feel that. So did I feel guilty about the fact that I should be working on social media, that I should be planning more lessons than I was, that I should be doing this, doing that? No, I didn't. I felt it yesterday. I knew that primarily I needed to feel it. And there are going to be days usually connected with people and your relationships with people where you are going to feel that. And if you look in your heart, you've just got to make a decision. There's one decision to make. Is it a time when I want to push through what I'm feeling? Or is it a time when I have to recognize that I'm feeling something really profound and I need to go with that? And sure, we need to do the things. I did do the things yesterday. I cleared some of yesterday, and then later on in the day, I taught as I would normally do. And when I was teaching, I was in that mindset that I'm going to give as I normally do. But I also made that decision that before that, I needed that space. So I urge you, when you're in that position and you're going to feel it all the time, you're going to feel when things are too much, when things are overwhelming, and when you're feeling those sentiments of fear and everything being too much. What actually can you do that you have to do and therefore will make you feel better because you didn't opt out? And at what point do you need to stop and say, that's enough? For the next hour, for the next half a day, for the next 2 days, I need to retreat. As I'm saying this, we're going into autumn. It's a time when animals hibernate. We are animals. There is part of us that wants to climb under the sodding blanket and just be with ourselves. And maybe sometimes we lose that connection with ourselves. So what's the deal? You make the decision. Do we do, or do we just be? And both are valuable.